Hello, happy new month. Happy first energy forecast of the month. I am coming to you straight from my car after working out. So welcome if you are new to the energy updates, or if you've been watching these for a while. I want to officially welcome you to the New Earth School. I got that download while I was working out just now. We are officially in Aquarius. I believe this is the first energy update in Aquarius because the last one was mid-January. We were still in Capricorn. And even though we're few weeks shy of finishing off Year of the Snake, we are in the era of creation. We are all co-creating our reality. We are moving out of years and years of trauma. We are still always obviously shedding old belief systems and any trauma that we hold in the body. There's always something left to release, but the heaviest parts, if you have stuck with it, and even if you haven't stuck with it, this is a terrific opportunity to start working with that. So I wanted to just start a clean slate here and start off this video by saying that we are glitching right now in the matrix. So I'm going to give some examples of what that means and how to work with it, and that's going to be the first lesson in this little New Earth curriculum. That's what I'm going to call it. So I'm going to keep this video under 10 minutes. And just want to start out by talking about what glitching is. The matrix is our physical reality that we live in. And in this past year, we've moved from, we were previously in years of deeply realizing our spirituality. And in isolation and COVID, that brought a lot of us face to face with our spirituality. And this past year in 2025, we've been working to incorporate those lessons into our physical body so that we can exist both in our physical and spiritual bodies in a waking state, being awakened in our spirituality. So in this New Earth School, we're learning more and more how to operate with this integration. And so when I say the matrix, I'm talking about like physical everyday life. And when you go into the quantum or the field, that might be when you're asleep or when you're meditating, when you're in a semi-hypnotic state. Sometimes if you sit in front of the TV, you just kind of doze off. Could even happen when you're driving, like if you're doing an extended drive, like out in the countryside and you've been driving for a couple hours, sometimes you kind of go into a hypnotic state. So that's a little bit of a comparison between like being a little bit more unconscious, being in the field, and then being more in conscious waking matrix environment. So glitching. Glitching is when you kind of glitch. You're back and forth. So it's like our bodies now are upgrading or have upgraded to handle more light, to incorporate a lot of this new information, all these new codes, and we're all learning how to be more psychic in our waking bodies and how to live more from our intuition and connect more telepathically, and all that's coming to fruition. Glitching is, think of it like when the lights flicker in the house, right? When maybe the circuitry is being overloaded. Glitching is when you're kind of like moving back and forth in between realities, and you're not quite in one and you're not quite fully in the other. So glitching might look like this. It's been happening to me the past few days. It could be, you're up for 5 hours and it feels like only an hour or two has passed. So it could be a misappropriation of time, like time is moving differently than you're feeling it or experiencing it. It could also move a lot slower. Another example of glitching would be you're in your house or somewhere. It could be a grocery store, you're looking for something, or you go down an aisle, or you go to a different level of your house or a different room to go grab something, and you get there and you completely forget what it was that you went there to go get. Glitching could also be you're mid-sentence or mid-conversation, you're talking to someone and you just absolutely, I don't know, completely forget. You're like, I actually just completely forgot what I was just about to say. Glitching for me happened a few days ago during a massage session. I was talking about the psoas and I called it the piriformis. Like, no idea why that happened. I know what the psoas is. I know what the piriformis is. I couldn't get the vocabulary right, and I couldn't attach the right vocabulary to the right muscle. That's not a usual thing for me. I actually felt like my brain was in two different realities on Friday. Some other things that have happened to me recently, and that I've heard from others, are just just even feeling stable in your car. I have a mid-size SUV. It's got all kinds of technology. We had some snow the other day. It was not horrendous. Maybe a little bit of ice mixed in. And my car was not able to stay functional and stable on the road. Thank God. There was no other cars right around me in the vicinity, but my car was skidding on the road, and I did not feel safe in my car. Only banged into the curb, nothing major. But it took my car a full day for all of the systems in my car to reboot. I had to wipe the sensors down on the outside of my car. And then all of a sudden, a day and a half later, my sensors started working again. So my car has been glitching. So things can glitch in your house, your body, your car, hopefully in the safest way possible. Now, I want to just use these last 4 minutes to talk about how to work with these glitches. These glitches are kind of like the sweet spot, okay? You're in a sweet spot where you can use this as an opportunity to expand into your highest timeline. How can you do that? The way that you can expand in your highest timeline would be in the moment that's happening, maybe not in that exact moment, but as that is occurring, use that as an opportunity to do things differently that you would normally do a certain way. Maybe you drive the same route to the grocery store or to work or to run certain errands. Take a slightly different route. You're changing the neural mapping in your brain, okay? You're moving. Instead of going this way, you might go this way or this way. So you're expanding the neural capacity. So you're already when you're glitching, you have an opportunity for expansion. And so instead of just going all the same route in one way in your brain, right? Imagine these webs, like these neural pathways, like a web in your brain. The more opportunities you change the way you do something, it moves on a different track, and it just expands the frequency waves, the receivers in the brain for receiving in information from the divine, from above. Some other examples would be maybe sleeping on the different side of the bed, or in the morning, just slightly changing up the morning routine. So if you're always used to getting up and reaching for your phone, don't reach for your phone for the first half hour. Do breath work for 10 minutes or 5 minutes. Just even a slight change is going to move to a different track in your brain. Going out when you're parking in a parking lot, that's a really easy one, and it's a good one. You get used to always parking in the same spot or the same area. Go to a different part of the lot altogether, or a different side of the lot. Or if you work out like I do, use a different part of the locker room, use a different locker, a different part of the locker room, or maybe use a different combination on the locker room. You might have to write that one down in your phone though. I'm trying to think of some other things. I think that those are some pretty good ones right there. So just take some time to affirm that when the glitches are happening, this is just, I'm in a phase of expansion. I'm moving between timelines, and I want to align with the highest timeline possible. And then take an opportunity to do things slightly differently. I'm under 10 minutes. Look at me being all efficient. Also, on my Instagram, I don't do a lot of videos or reels, and I did a very short reel about this today. That was me repatterning even how I do my message. So when we're repatterning, it's not comfortable because it's unfamiliar, and our brain does not like things that aren't familiar. So even if you're sleeping on a different side of the bed, or even you'd be surprised, parking on a different side of the lot, or not parking close to the storefront, parking at the end of the aisle, or there's lots of spots, you're going to fight it. It's not going to be easy, and it's going to seem simple, but just watch what happens when you try to do this. Your brain's going to want to fight things that are not familiar. When you do that, you're moving into the unknown. You're expanding in your neural capacity. You're branching out your neural pathways, and you're going to be growing. You're going to be receiving in stronger, clearer signals, and it's going to sharpen and heighten your psychic input and your intuition. So I hope that landed with some of you. We have our next sound bath on 2/2/22, February 22nd at 2 p.m. It is almost filled up. The last one was at capacity. We're actually over capacity. So if you're interested, we have a couple spots left, and you can find the sign up in the same area of where you sign up for massages and sessions. I hope you have a great start to your month, and I will be back in 2 weeks with some new information.